I would say go ahead.
All right, awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday morning. Happy July 1st. We made it to July. We made it through 36 webinars, and this is our loan disaster updates. We bring this to you every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for small businesses and organizations. We are Northern California SBDC Network, which is a Small Business Development Center. And my name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of the Finance Center for Northern California SBDC. And we are all in this together. So we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but this Friday is a holiday. It's an observance of Independence Day. So we're not gonna be here Friday, and hopefully everybody's gonna be enjoying the weekend. So happy holiday to you and your family. And but we are working today and tomorrow. So if you have questions, we will be here, and then we will come back on Monday. So just wanted to go over that. Quick introduction. We're funded by the SBA, Small Business Administration. That's our federal funding. We're also funded by the state of California, the Governor's Office of Economic Development, which is called GoBiz. So because of this funding, we come to you at no cost, whether you're starting or growing or selling or buying or need some other types of services, whether you need help with HR, marketing, or e-commerce. We come to you at no cost. It's all 100% confidential. We also offer webinars and workshops, which we have a slide about that a little bit later to tell you about some of the other things that we're doing as far as bringing guidance and advice and knowledge to you, also at no cost. Again, I'm the director of the Finance Center for Northern California SBDC Network. We cover the most 36 northern counties of the state. We go from the Oregon border down the coast to Santa Cruz. We cover all 9 counties of the Bay Area. We go southeast to Stockton, then back up to the Nevada border and the Oregon border. We also have Sunita Maharaj. She's on the call today. She's our associate director for the Finance Center. And she was one that graciously helped out on Monday and ran the call. And she said she crushed it and did so much better than me. So thank you very much, Sunita and team. We also have David Franklin on the call. He's also filling in for another gentleman named Alan, whose birthday is today. So that's awesome. So we have David Franklin. We have Carrie Ellenwood from the Sacramento SBA District Office. So towards the end, she'll give an SBA update. So we're happy to have SBA on the call. And so we'll go ahead and jump into it. Sunita and I are going to kind of go back and forth on some of the topics through the agenda. We're going to go over a quick disclaimer. Sunita is going to go over the Ppp Flexibility Act. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Main Street launch, our Main Street lending program. Sunita is going to kind of go a little bit more detail around the new loans in the 5 counties, and then a couple other loan specific to different cities and counties. We'll get an SBA update from Carrie, and then we'll go to Q&A. So the disclaimer is that things are changing all the time. You know, the information was correct when we put this presentation together. Things are changing all the time. Sunita and I, we try to do our best by not giving you false information or telling you news that may have hit New York Times or Wall Street Journal or whatever, or CNN or the news, and bring it to you before it's actually law. So it was something that came out last night from the Senate about PPP. If you have questions about it, we can address it. But again, we're not going to jump to conclusions until the presidency signs that. Carrie from SBA will probably say the same thing, but she may have other updates that we're not sure about. So EIDL is an economic injury disaster loan that has opened back up for all types of businesses, including 501c3s. If you're not aware, you can apply as a 501c3. And they're doing their best to process all these applications. Before EIDL shut down, they received 7 million applications nationally. So now they're receiving a lot more, obviously. We ask you to be patient in the processing of these EIDL loans, whether you're already in the queue or you're just jumping into the queue. We ask also that you don't hesitate to apply for the EIDL, regardless of what you hear on the news or whether you hear from your friends or family or even some of our business advisors in Northern California. If they tell you or advise you that you should not apply, we ask that you don't hesitate and you apply. Nobody really knows and has the beholden of the information of if you're going to be approved or not, but EIDL and if the PPP reopens. But So don't hesitate. Don't disqualify yourself. We're not supposed to talk you out of it either. We have a couple updates on the Main Street lending program, but we don't have all updates because as just like the PPP forgiveness is something that hasn't really come to fruition where the lenders are actually doing that. Main Street lenders aren't super excited to jump on board yet, but we do have some updates. So Sunita is going to go over this in the next couple slides to go over the Flexibility Act.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. And I know that there's been some comments in regarding to us starting a little bit later today, and we did see that there was only about 30 people that had joined that early, so that's why we waited a little bit longer. Sorry, we do get tons of questions towards the middle or 10 minutes in. Sorry, I think I missed that. Can you say that question again? So we're trying to help everyone, the majority of everybody. So we apologize, but like David said in the chat, you can get this streamed live, or you can go onto our website at asksbdc.com and you can watch it again. So we apologize, but it may end up happening again. So thank you. Let me go over the Ppp Flexibility Act Overview. This did change a few weeks back. If you're funded after 6/5, then you automatically get a 5-year term loan instead of 2 years. And if you're funded before that, then you have a 2-year term. You have to negotiate with your lender for the longer term of 5 years. Covered period is extended to 24 weeks for those that have been funded 6/5 and after. If you're funded before that, you have the option of 8 to 24 weeks. But if you're funded after 6/5 or after, it is 24 weeks. Allowed payroll expenses, the minimum forgiveness is 60% now, so you can spend 60% on payroll. The other non-payroll expenses has been changed to 40%. So we're going to go to the next slide, please. Payroll tax can be deferred even if you receive the PPP, which that was also a change that came forward a couple of weeks back. Recipients have until 12/31/20 to restore FTEs. We may get additional information in regards to that because I know that some people aren't able to go that long with all of their employees, but I believe that there's going to be additional information coming out on that. Any business who received their loan prior to 6/5, which I did just go over this, has a choice between 8 weeks and 24-week covered period, which they have now changed that to say covered period. So you'll hear that a lot if you are on this webinar or other webinars. First payment due date is not until the 10th month instead of 6. So 10 months after covered period, interest accrued from day of funding. Next, please. Better. So the income overview for the PPP, we get asked this question a lot, and I know there's some confusion in regards to the owner employee, self-employed individual, and general partner versus the employee. And there is definitely 2 different income maximum amounts here that came out on the what they call the IFR, I believe on June 17th, which included the employee showing that they can make more. So the max wage, I'm sorry for jumping around, let me go to the owner employee, capped at $15,385 for 8 weeks. If you're going to go the 24-week covered period, then that would be maxed out at $20,833 per individual. And an employee max wages for 24 weeks is $46,154, or 8 weeks at $15,385. We have had some confusion in regards to that, and there may be additional clarification in regarding the maximum amount to pay employees, but as of right now, the guidance is from the additional final ruling is this amount. Next, please. And then Scott's going to take over the presentation for the Main Street information.
All right, thank you very much, Sunita. Yeah, so the slide that Sunita just went over, we get a lot of discrepancies on this. We get a lot of people that are confused about it, there's a bunch of IFRs. Those are the internal final review rules, which is also known as law, that comes out all the time, like every week. We didn't get really any ones this week. If you have questions on that, you just have to go to the Treasury's website. Maybe Sunita or David can put that Treasury website in the chat. And if you go there, then you can see all this update information that we go over. We go over it daily. We look at that. Sunita looks at the website daily to see if there's any updates. We check EIDL daily or talk to SBA daily about EIDL. We put the information on here as fast as we learn it, sometimes at 10:20 before this call. So, but we did learn that 46154 from somebody on a call, and then we changed it immediately. So your patience on that. The Main Street Lending Program is the newest unicorn that exists out of lending, that is brand new to the world, or sorry, to the US. There was the EIDL and the PPP, and then now there is this Main Street Lending Program. So I've been talking to a bunch of bankers, and so is Sunita. Hopefully you're talking to the bankers that you bank with, and asking them if they're going to do this Main Street Lending Program. Well, we haven't found a lot. I have found a lot of people that say, yeah, we're so excited to do this, but we don't have any idea how we're going to do it. They just want to do it for something, you know. It seems like a great deal for the bank. It may be a good deal for you as a business owner. I'm not sure yet, and neither is my team. You know, interest payments are deferred for 1 year. The principal is deferred for 2 years, you know, and then we don't understand this whole 15, 70 thing. You know, we haven't really super dissected this. They are using LIBOR, which is the European index. We use Wall Street Journal Prime. They use LIBOR on this. You know, LIBOR is super little. Our smallest about 0.3, 0.4. So 300 basis points plus LIBOR is about 3.4, 3.3. It'll fluctuate. So very similar to our prime rate, currently at 3.25. As you can see, they're not doing any loans currently under $250,000. I'm assuming that they are going to start doing those for smaller businesses eventually. But as you can see now, they want to do some really big loans up to 10, 50, 300 million. And yeah, for all of you that have under 15,000 employees and under 5 billion in revenue, you qualify. Isn't that exciting? It's probably 98% of the people that we talk to. So I do know of a lender, and I'm not sure if I just tell you, probably not. So if you want to ask in the chat, you know, or you want to email us separately at loans@asksbdc.com, and you want to put in the subject line Main Street Lending Program, then we can tell you what bank that is and get you connected if you would like one of these loans. But I've only found one bank so far in Northern California. So that's Main Street. It's kind of our update. We will update you more as more banks get really excited and say, hey, they want to do the program. And then Sunita is going to go over this county direct loan program.
Thank you, Scott. So county direct loan programs, we've added another one. We still have the Sacramento, Yolo, Placer, El Dorado, Nevada counties. So loan amounts go from $1,000 to $150,000. The term of a loan is 5 to 7 years, and the rate is as low as 1%. There are some fees associated, and they're written here: $100 application fee, 3% of the loan amount, and $250 for closing fees. The Resilience Fund covers parts of Nevada, Placer, and El Dorado counties. And for additional information, you can go to the website here, resiliencefund.org. Our Sierra SBDC office also assists with that, so you can reach out to them as well for additional information. And we can put that in the chat as well. David will put their info directly in the chat area.
All right, cool, awesome. Again, we know the lender for these 5 counties, but we're not going to tell it to you. If you find it out, kudos to you. We just didn't want to bombard them with all the inquiries because they can only move as fast as they can move. They're not a fintech lender, financial technology lender. They're not an EIDL platform. They don't even have like some sort of application to like process hundreds or even tens of files at a time. So we recommend that you go through us for that. We also recommend that you email us at loans@asksbdc.com. You put in a subject line, I would like one of these 5 county loans. I'm in El Dorado County. And then we ask that you send us your financials, your taxes, your P&Ls, your balance sheets, your personal financial statements. If you don't feel comfortable sending that to us through the black hole web, then let us know. We'll send you a secure link, and then you can send it to us. So we are gonna go to SBA, Small Business Administration. They support us financially as SBDC. And then we also have Carrie Ellenwood on the call. She's from the Sacramento District SBA office in Citrus Heights. And I will pass it over to Carrie.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. So today was a big day for SBA. We found out that it looks like the Senate has passed the idea of extending this Paycheck Protection Loan Program, and they will be passing that to the House, and likely we'll have that here in the next few days. I don't know when, and I'm not exactly sure if any changes or what changes are being made, but it looks like small businesses will have another opportunity to obtain a paycheck protection loan. I'd like to give you an update on the current lending for the Paycheck Protection Program. There have been 4,856,647 loans as of July 1st for $520,629,017,523. So the loans are getting out there. Our lenders have done a tremendous job working with SBA to get these funds into the hands of our small businesses. In California, there's been 569,336 loans made for $67,777,200,304. And that's one of the largest, or actually it is the largest amount that was allocated across the country. You can find all of these numbers at the SBA.gov website. If you look under the EIDL loan programs, as well as the PPP program, down towards the bottom of that link, you'll see these loan totals there. In regard to the EIDL loan program, there have been over 2,050,539 EIDL loans that have been dispersed for $127,126,648,548. California again was the largest recipient with 341,959 loans for $23,393,086,944. So as you can see, that program is now running very well. Our Associate Administrator for the Office of Disaster Assistance met with the Small Business Committee today and gave them additional information on improvements in process that we're doing to ensure that these funds are out there more quickly to small businesses that are looking for that funding. The EIDL advances are also still being moved out to small businesses. So if you have not had an opportunity to apply, I encourage you, as Scott did, to go to the SBA.gov website and put in your application for an EIDL advance as well as an EIDL loan. The phone center is manned by a couple thousand representatives. It does take a while. As you can imagine, there have been over 4 million loans approved, and there's still more in the queue. So we're working 7 days a week to get through all of those. And we want to make sure that you get the assistance that you need. The other thing I'd like to point out, if you do apply for an EIDL loan and you are declined, there is an opportunity for you within the next 6 months to have your loan reconsidered by SBA. I would encourage you to work with the Small Business Development Center and have assistance on correcting whatever it was that was missing or incorrect that you weren't able to address. And as you can see up on the slide here, you can call 800-659-2955, or for a reconsideration, you can use the email that's up on the slide, pdcrecons@sba.gov. Hopefully you all can get the PDF of these slides and have that information. That's all I have for today.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Carrie. Much appreciated. As Carrie mentioned, the Senate approved the PPP extension. On the New York Times, it says that there's 130 billion left. It does kind of toy around with the idea that it could open for another 5 weeks. But again, it's not here yet. Hopefully it'll be here today or tomorrow. We're not sure. Who knows? It might be on the holiday day. We're not sure either. So once it comes, we will let you know. We'll update you. We'll probably have an update on that on the 6th on Monday. And yeah. So go ahead.
From our team, we have been hearing that some lenders are actually still they're opened up and accepting applications again.
That's cool.
So if you need to know who they are, you can reach out to us at loans@AskSBDC, and we can get you with an advisor to assist you with that.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's pretty sweet. So that's good to know. We actually, not me in particular, but Sunita and a lot of our advisors on the finance center team were actually in contact with lenders real time. Monday, Tuesday, because yesterday was the last day, technically, before the Senate spoke up. They were asking real time from CEOs of lenders and fintech lenders like Blue Vine, getting an update as to when they were cutting off applications. So that's really good to know. Our advisors they're super hungry to help you and be there for you and advise you and help you hold your hand and help you get applications for these triple Ps. So please reach out if you haven't already reached out. And then they have the most updated information because they study this stuff because they're a bunch of geeks. Okay, that's why. But they're here for you. So at no cost. It's pretty awesome. So we are reopening our webinars from NorCal SBDC team. We don't only have a finance center team. We also have 18 centers in all throughout Northern California, those 36 counties. So if you know who your local center is, you can get all this help from them. If they're not able to help you, we can help you. And then we just kind of, we share clients and work together since we're all on the same team. But we have you can see this, and this webinar is brought to you. This is the link for the slides, David updated, and it's on our website at asksbdc.com, or we can put it in the chat, or you can also go to the bottom of the slide. You can go to the sbdc.events/network calendar and check out all these. So, we have some good stuff around HR, how to reopen, retail, restaurant lease management, customer experience, and like the new dine-in, which is, all really weird for those of you that have been to restaurants. How to forecast cash flow with COVID, which we never experienced COVID before, so we don't really know how to cash flow it, but there are ways to kind of strategically put that together. Not sure if any of you are excited about selling on Amazon, but Amazon's a great platform for e-commerce. Somebody's teaching that. Look at that. I don't even know how to read what's going on Thursday, July 16th at 2 to 3:30, but Oscar Garcia does, and his team, they know how to read that. They do all this in Spanish that we're doing in English. And look at that. They got two. They got one on the 16th, 21st, and then also one on the 28th. So Spanish speaking. Not sure if this is coming to you from some of our other Spanish speaking centers that we have, but we have a great team in Sacramento called the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. That's for the CEO, Julian Canetti, for the Chamber of Commerce Alliance, all throughout California. And Oscar Garcia is the director for that SBDC affiliate program, partnership program. So they can do all this in Spanish. And then they have advisors that do nothing but help and advise in Spanish. They also have a Thursday webinar tomorrow that they do updates in Spanish. So there's some cool stuff, social media, diversity, and then are you ready for Amazon part 2? All right. So again, the easiest way to get a hold of us is 833-ASK-SBDC. You can go to asksbdc.com to kind of review some of these videos that we've done. You can email us at loans@asksbdc.com, or you can email the Spanish-speaking team at espanol@asksbdc.com. Also, we want to let you know that we monitor these calls as a leadership team. Sunita, myself, our program manager, Preet, and then our other program assistant, Stacy. Then we have a call center team that we manage as well. There's about 8 of us or 10 of us that monitor this phone call here. I mean, this phone line. So we received 89 calls yesterday. A lot more went to voicemail than we expected. We are doing our best. We are going to do whatever it takes morally and ethically to get the job done for you. So if you have complaints that nobody's answering these calls, we need to know as soon as possible. We need to know through email or through the email. So email here, loans@sbdc.com, or through local other channels. If you want to go on the news and say we don't answer the phone, that'd be a great way to call us out. But guess what? We are going to answer these phones. We are going to help you, and we're going to do it to our best ability. So we apologize that if you received a voicemail, or you had to leave a message or something like that. That's not our intention. Our intention is to get back to you same day, within an hour or 2. We have 11 to 15 people on this call queue. So we are doing our best to monitor that as strictly as we can and holding these people accountable to answer these phones so you can get the answers as fast as you can. As we know, it's very timely for you to get the answer. So thank you for your patience on that, but please continue to tell us how we can improve and give us feedback. And guess what? It's really weird that it's 11:01 and we only have one more question in the queue. So either you're bored or tired of hearing from us, or you know all the answers like we do, or you got money and now you're gonna rerun your business or reopen your business. I'm not sure, but maybe David Franklin can run a poll if he knows how to do that. I'm not sure. Did Alan teach you how to run a poll, David?
Yes, he did. What would we like to poll about?
I'm going to go over the question really quick because it's been a question that keeps getting asked, and it's okay. It disappeared.
Oh, the accounts payable. What does that mean? The accounts payable.
So I believe what they're asking is can you use EIDL to pay accounts payable? And this is the thing is you can use EIDL money for operating expenses. So is that what you usually use your money for when you when you have working capital? If you use it to pay accounts payable, then yes, your normal business activities, that is what you would use your EIDL for. There is no time frame for EIDL on how fast or how slow you use your EIDL funds either, unlike PPP, which gets asked a lot. So we just have to think of PPP over here and EIDL over here. You can't use it for the same purposes. You can use it for different purposes, and PPP, you have to use it for certain purposes. Once your PPP money is run out, then you can start using your EIDL money to start paying people if you need to. So right there is the difference. So yes, you can use it for accounts payable. That is for EIDL. The person wasn't specific, but I'm assuming EIDL. If it's PPP, no, you cannot. Can you publish the slides? The slides are in the chat. And David has put it in there. So there you go. Can you present? Can you share the presentation? Absolutely, Veronica. It is on the chat area is where you can download it. You can also see it at sbdc.com. There's a Main Street lending available to people who have ITIN numbers.
We don't know yet.
I don't know. We don't know that yet. Once there are lenders that are coming forward, we are hearing of them, but nobody's actually wanting to come forward yet because they still need to go through their process of figuring out how they're going to do these loans. But as soon as we do find out, Oscar, of course, we will let you know, my friend.
We're not going to let you know, Oscar. I'm going to send you a text here in this thing. We're not going to tell you live because we shouldn't share our secrets, Oscar. But go ahead and call the bank that I put in the queue for you, Oscar, and you can ask them.
Let's see, can W-2 payroll taxes be paid with PPP money loan amount? You can pay state taxes, but not federal taxes. My computer crashed. My question was, who holds the PPP note, the lender or the SBA? Your lender, because that's who you've signed it off to. So the lender holds your note. SBA guarantees the loan. I know it's confusing, but your lender is the one that's holding your note for the PPP. Wow, you guys are maybe.
Oh, you guys are blowing it up. Look at that. I pulled them out. They're all, you know what? We're not ending at 11:01. We're not giving Scott a whole hour back in his day. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do
Don't do that. Yeah, he doesn't deserve that. All right. So if I use my idle advance for operating expenses and not payroll and people-related expenses, do I still need to subtract it from my PPP, forgivable PPP amount, and turn it into a loan? So Janet, you don't have a choice about this PPP idle advance thing because it's the law, unless they change it, which I'm not sure if they are. So you don't have a choice. You can either subtract it mentally, or you could wake up and realize that that's the law and they're going to subtract it and then they're going to turn it into a loan. Actually, you know, the idle advance is not being turned into a loan. It goes into your bank account and you could use it for whatever you want. What happens is the amount gets subtracted from your total PPP forgiveness, and then that portion of your PPP loan automatically becomes a loan at 1% at either 2 or 5 years. So it's still the law. That hasn't changed. If I'm self-employed individual without employees and I'm not generating any income for the foreseeable future, can I apply for EIDL as well as though I already got my PPP funds? Yeah, you could. Yeah, you can't just apply for EIDL, Raul. Stop hesitating and thinking you don't get approved. Just apply. They'll tell you if you're approved or not. Can idle funds be used to pay the IRS? No, can't be used to pay the IRS for. Well, maybe, I don't know. It can? No. Okay. Yeah, can't use for pay the IRS. No. I did get an advance on idle, just the full amount and appeared in my bank. So Colby Smith, yeah, the idle advance just shows up one day. They don't even tell you. It just randomly appears magically. But not really, because you give them your writing number and account number and they can just put it in your bank account. I thought I understood that this idle loan, that if not paid by the borrower, would become a personal federal lien. Yeah, it does. It doesn't become a personal federal lien unless it's over $200,000. You have to give a personal guarantee, but anything over $25,000, they do a blanket lien for your business. Assets, yeah. So like a lien on your business assets. So the mark for the loan amount is $200,000 or more. They are going to ask for a personal guarantee. If one sells their business, can the loan be assigned to the new owner with prior SBA approval? Well, SBA wouldn't need to approve that. I don't know who approves that, but you can either leave it on your books as a loan and sell it that way and transfer it with your business EIN, which if somebody bought your business, they, yeah, it's really weird to transfer this stuff.
And it kind of depends on the balance of the loan too, because if it's over that threshold of the personal guarantee, then they would have to notify SBA of the transfer of the business.
Okay.
And so, Carrie, is there additional information that's written in regarding defaulting on the SBA disaster loans in general? Lori is an advisor with one of our centers, and she wants to get as much information as possible because I'm sure she's being asked this question quite a bit.
So in regard to any federal debt, if you default on that debt, it does not go away. It would remain out there as a loan that the borrower defaulted on to the federal government. And what that means is they would not be eligible for any other federal guaranteed programs. Let's say they default on an EIDL loan and 2 years later they decide to reopen their business and they want to apply for an SBA 7A loan. They would not be eligible because of that default does not go away. So it's not something you can discharge in bankruptcy. It stays with you forever, just as if you had unpaid federal taxes. And the reasoning behind that is it is federal tax dollars that are used for these guaranteed loan programs. Same with the EIDL. So unfortunately for an individual, if you're concerned about your business not staying in business and you've taken out an EIDL loan and you haven't used all of it, you certainly can pay back whatever balance you haven't used, and that remaining debt would be there. You could work to get on a payment program if you think you can manage that. rather than the original loan amount, but it will not go away for your small business.
Thank you, Carrie.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So client was approved for $42,000 EIDL, but only agreed to $10,000 with the opening of her business continuing to move back. She needs more money to survive. Can she get the, all right, Gwendolyn, if she only took 10 instead of 42, she could email SBA back and ask them for more, or she might have to use it first and then ask them for more, or she can apply for another loan, like another 7A loan. But I'd recommend that you have her call us, or you can call us, or you can email us, and we can help work with you, with her, or with your client. For sole proprietors with a fictitious business name filed with the county, what is the business legal name filled in the EIDL application? Is it the owner's full name or the FBN? Well, it's usually the FBN. It's actually what you put on your taxes. So
Right.
it's sole profit.
How you file your taxes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's the business name that you file with your taxes. Under the new forgiveness guidelines, does the safe harbor period span a payroll period that's stated before the PPP is funded, but actually paid after? No. Safe harbor is different than what you're talking about, Willie. Safe harbor is kind of getting everybody back, getting your FTE fully back to what it was before February 15th. That's the safe harbor. Doesn't really have anything to do with what you're talking about. The pay period is what.
Yeah, sorry, it was incurred during your covered period. So if you're choosing, if you're funded before 6/5, then you get to choose between 8 or 24 weeks. If you're funded after 6/5 and after, then it's a 24-week period. I think you're mixing the two up, but Willie, why don't you go ahead and email us or call us, and that way we can have you talk to an advisor and go over the application for those specific questions.
All right. So approximately how long will it take to receive funds on the EIDL loan, including the advance? We just signed docs today. So Miguel, you should receive, I mean, this happened to some people, but you should receive your EIDL advance. You should have already received it if you signed docs for the loan, but yeah.
So typically the EIDL advance comes right directly into your account within a few days, depending on volume and whether, you know, when you get those documents signed and back. And in regard to the standard EIDL loan, that's going to be a little longer time frame. As I mentioned, we have a fairly large queue with loans still being processed in that. We're seeing people anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on if it's complete and ready to go forward.
Okay. So David, thanks, Carrie. So David, yeah, it'd be cool if you could do a poll and just ask people, we did this last time, but maybe ask like what people really want to know more about. EIDL denial as one option, PPP forgiveness as one option.
Main Street Lending Program, and then potentially other monies. Would that be a poll that would work?
Yeah, or like, yeah, other monies, or, and then the fifth one or sixth one. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Let's do that first and see what they say. Bill Busk just wrote us a book. That's exciting.
I don't think it's a question. It might be a statement. I'm not really sure. We may have to take that offline.
Okay. Reporting back to SBA headquarters. All right, well, we'll figure that out. Thanks, Bill. That is a huge question or comment. Or it says, what is the SBA doing for this group of businesses hardest hit by the pandemic, like the gyms and yoga studios, movie theaters, tasting rooms, nightclubs? So it's nothing to do with SBA. Like SBA, you know, says one of the groups of businesses that are being hit the hardest include phase 3 and 4 reopening. So it doesn't have anything to do with SBA, Bill. It has to do with the Treasury or the presidency, the White House. I mean, SBA is doing their part with the EIDL, and PPP is lender specific. SBA guarantees it, but you know,
it is sad that, you know, we're all waiting for a vaccine, this phase 3 and 4, 5, 6, how many phases are going to be, Bill? You know, there are other things that gyms and yoga studios, movie theaters, tasting rooms, nightclubs, restaurants, etc. doing. I challenge you just to call us, Bill, and we can chit chat about it if you like, but, you know, has nothing to do with SBA. I mean, okay, SBA is doing their part with EIDL. These people can apply for EIDL, and if they're getting declined, we can help them reconsider, but, or find other monies, Bill, but it's kind of a messed up question you ask, has nothing to do with SBA. It's just unfortunate, it's just unfortunate times, and it's sad. Like, somebody said,
yeah, we are getting additional information in regards to grants as well. We have meetings set up, and as soon as we find out that information, we will absolutely give it to everybody so that they have it, and we will have our advisors up to speed on it so that they can assist you. A lot of people are asking this question, and Wanda, I'm not sure if we have the answer right now because the way things are written, but maybe Carrie can weigh in on this. So Wanda's asking, can an owner elect to pay the 60-40% for the PPP costs over a 9 or 10-week period? So not an 8-week, not a 24-week period, but in between, and still get full forgiveness?
I don't have any clear answer on that, but it would seem to me if they're under the 24-week as the maximum, that if they go below that, as long as they're using it in the correct proportion, that payroll should be able to be forgiven because they were doing 60% of my payroll during this period of time, and then the 40% for other costs. So it seems like if they're using the calculation correctly in the time period, they should be okay, because my understanding the 24 weeks is a maximum. And then I see another question about the easiest way to change an email address on an EIDL application that was incorrect. Give us a call here at the district and we will see if we can help you out with that one. I understand there have been some long waits at the 800 number. So please 916-735-1700, and we'll see what we can do to expedite that for you.
Thank you, Carrie. Carrie, do you know anything about the reconsideration email? I keep hearing from clients that and advisors that it's full.
Oh, that's good feedback. I haven't heard that yet,
Okay.
and I certainly will share that over across with the ODA folks. So thank you, and
that was as of yesterday afternoon, so maybe it cleared up.
Okay.
My advice to them was to keep trying, and I know that's, you know, but that's the only thing that we have at this point in time.
Yes, that is the only thing, and I will for sure try and get you an answer for that later.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You know, there's the polls out of the 57 people that said something. We have double that on the call, so only half of you answered what you would like to know more about, but you know, 74% of you want to know about the forgiveness. Well, sorry, 44%, almost half, wants to know about the forgiveness, and then like a good 30% of you want to know about other monies. And then the Main Street Lending Program, which is also like other monies, and then very, very little of you want to know about EIDL denial. Interesting. All right. David, can you also ask a question for the people that wanted to know about other monies, whether it be Main Street or whatever? Do they need it for a startup? Do they need it to buy a business? Or do they need it to grow? Or do they need it to save the business? So save, startup, grow, buy.
We're going to need a second to get that figured out because Alan had it locked down. So let me let me see what I can do to figure this out.
Okay, if you can't do it, it's totally cool, man. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
It's okay.
So a couple questions about EIDL, if you want me to take those.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Someone
That'd be great.
applied for an EIDL advance and they received their EIDL loan, but they didn't receive their advance. And my answer would be yes, reapply for the EIDL advance. Maybe that didn't get checked properly or they missed it. So I would go in and try and reapply for that and find out where those funds went, because typically you'll get those before your EIDL loan disbursement. And the next question is an EIDL loan paid, but your payments are held off for the first 6 months on existing EIDL loans and for a year on the new COVID EIDL years. No payments are required.
Thanks, Carrie.
You're welcome.
All right. So, Walter, you're asking about, how to change your current business model and money to relocate. Just call us and let us know. We'll help you out. Somebody's business is still closed. All my payables are on a business credit card. If I apply and receive EIDL, may I pay off the existing credit card? So, Michael, you can't pay off the whole credit card. You can pay off the monthly payment, and so you can pay the monthly payment with the EIDL loan as you would normally do. But if you pay it off every month, and that's a normal practice for you, you can do that with the EIDL loan. You just can't. If you accrued it, don't normally pay it off every month, or whatever, or you accrued a lot of extra debt because of COVID, you can't use the EIDL money to pay it off. You can pay the monthly payment with it. All right, this is a statement. I'm grateful for Ppp support and SBDC. I did receive a denial from Silicon Valley lender, tourism, sole provider business. I'm sad that this discrimination comment is used against non-tech businesses. Perhaps we may create a solution for other categories again. All right, cool. So Donna Gabmai, here, just call us. I know you don't want an answer. You say you don't want an answer, but we have, just because a Silicon Valley lender declined you doesn't mean that all lenders are going to decline you. So just call us. Some lenders are not approving businesses. Some lenders aren't approving businesses that have experienced COVID. Some lenders aren't approving businesses that receive PPP because they're waiting. Like if you have a PPP loan, they're waiting to see what the presidency or the government or Treasury is going to do with this PPP thing. And they're not going to fund you for any new monies because they want to see what PPP is going to do. And the reason why they're doing that is to see how you can service the debt of whatever the PPP may or may not be based on your payments. So there's more information to come with that. We probably won't find that out for like another couple more months. Why is SBA basing loan denials based on credit scores when the credit scores are skewed because of the pandemic? For minorities, systematic racism is also a factor. Why don't they cut these businesses some slack? So Simi, it's not, there's no SBA EIDL is not telling us the threshold for credit. If you think that you were denied due to credit, then we should talk and we can talk about what that means to you. I'm not sure if you were declined or you're an advisor and other people were declined. But I'll just put my information in here, and you could reach out. We could chit chat about this. But I think you're asking the wrong question. My PP lender approved. Oh, okay, from some Oregon lender. That's cool. Well, thanks for letting us know. We are a C Corp and received our PP loan on 5/12. Are we required to notify the lender to change our cover period from 8 to 24 weeks? We have 2 owner employees who own 50%. 2019 compensation was over 100,000. Capped at 20,000. So 2 owner employees. Yeah, if they're an owner employee, yeah, you are capped at 20,833. If you choose the 8 weeks, you're capped at 15,385. You choose the 24 weeks, you're capped at 20,833. You need to let your lender know. Yes, you do. It doesn't necessarily need to be in writing like the 2-year to 5-year thing, but yeah, you do need to, Cindy, notify your lender. If they tell you that it hasn't been increased because we're doing that, then you should tell them to call us because they're wrong.
So Raul is saying that he got his EIDL money, but not the advance, and then he emailed the pdc.reconsideration@sba.gov, and then he got his advance within a week.
Wow!
So awesome news! Thank you for sharing that. It's working.
It's working. That's very exciting news. Thank you, Raul. So we answered 69 questions. It's 11:24. Oops. So we can cut off at 11:30. if you have questions about other types of loans, or you want to buy a business, start a business, grow a business, sell your business, or you're growing, or you receive PPP and EIDL and it wasn't enough, and you need other monies, we have access to other money contacts. And we're not a direct lender, even though we talk about loans like we are a direct lender. We essentially will collect your financials, help you organize them, package a loan, help you find a lender, and we'll do all that for you at no cost. Essentially, we'll help you kind of like broker a deal, but we don't make money on the side because we're here for you. So we get paid to help you, and we don't charge you anything because we're federally funded. So it's your federal tax dollars at work. So thank you for that, and we're here for you because of that at no cost. And as much as you need us, we're here for you. So.
And Scott, could I add something about that additional lending?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a reminder for those of you that are growing due to COVID-19 and you do need those additional funds for growth, real estate, inventory. If you apply for a 7A or a 504 loan or a microloan between now and September 27th, you will receive that 6-month loan payments, principal and interest and fees that will be made for you. So please, if you're growing and need those funds, see our SBDC consultants and they can help you put that together so that you can obtain the funds that you need to grow, and you will have 6 months of your payments made for you on those new loans. So keep it going out there and talk with our SBDC consultants. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Carrie. Appreciate that. Thanks. So we'll hang on for a couple more minutes, and we're gonna cut off and put some more time back in your day, and hopefully everybody has a wonderful weekend, holiday weekend, and enjoy the 3-day weekend if you have one. We have some like really, like I mentioned, some really committed, possibly geeky, very excited advisors to help you. So I'm sure that if you emailed them on the weekends, they might even email you back. But maybe not. Maybe everybody should just take 3 days off and chill and hang out and be safe. Scott McDaniel, what about your non-question? I think you're making a statement, Scott, that you had a denial. You reached out to me. I reached out to somebody, and then your loan got approved. So congratulations, Scott. I'm really happy for you. That gentleman that I spoke with said that you were elated. Yeah, we're here to help you, and we're here to save businesses, and whichever way we can do that. And if we're able to somehow, know some inside baseball to make that happen, we are going to do our best. We're gonna, like I mentioned, we're gonna do whatever it takes morally and ethically to get this done for you and help you save your businesses. And I talk to business owners daily. I don't actually schedule time for them per se, but all of you know my phone number and my email, and you call me and randomly how you get a hold of me, and same with Sunita, and we're here. We're happy to help you. Some of these questions that we get in these scenarios are really, really, really hard to figure out. And we're learning just like you're learning. So if you get a denial and you get reconsidered, like Raul said, that he got his advance by emailing them, that's like valuable, real information. Like we don't know that, because guess what? We're not applying. So we can learn from you, you can learn from us, we can all learn from each other, we can learn from SBA, we can learn from the Treasury, we can learn from, we don't have direct access to the White House or the presidency or the Treasury per se, but we learn from their website, we learn from SBA, we learn from lenders every day. So yeah, all we have to do is ask a lot of questions, and we can help a lot of people together. And we appreciate you bringing these up. Just so I have some context on what to expect, we are a nonprofit and have not deployed operations. Is it possible to qualify for any of the aforementioned loan programs? So, Gabriel, it depends on what kind of nonprofit you are. If you're a 501c3, you qualify for EIDL and PPP. If you're a 501c6, if you're anything, there's, to make it more confusing, there's 501c3, there's C6, and then if you really want to know, there's C1 all the way through, I think like C50 or 60 or whatever. So if you're anything other than a 501c3, you don't qualify for a PPP or EIDL at this time. If you're a C6 or anything else, you qualify for what's called the state guaranteed loan program, which we talked about previously, maybe a couple weeks ago. If you want to know more about that, we can help you out. Also, there's
Scott,
other loan yeah.
on the EIDL loans, the C4, C6 groups can apply for the EIDL loan. They're not, it's not the same guidelines as a 7A loan where they're not eligible for the PPP. They are eligible for EIDL loans. So
C4,
even if
C3, 4, 6.
for sure, and the veteran organizations as well. So if they're a not-for-profit, I would have them apply for the EIDL loan and the EIDL advance. But that is different because it's different appropriations for EIDL loans versus the PPP loans.
And we had been telling them last week to apply because Noah was saying that some of the C6s were getting approved. So, which
Correct.
in the past we were saying no because it's not on the website as an approved, but we're telling them to go ahead because you may or may not get approved, and we'll let SBA Disaster make that call. So
Yes.
yeah, like we've said in the past, apply and let SBA Disaster make the call if you are a qualified business or not.
Good advice. Oh, yeah, you are in limbo.
Yeah, you are in limbo. So you're not a business that's actually been running. And Gabriel, I think I answered your questions earlier. If you're starting your business now, then correct, you would not be for any business be able to apply for EIDL or PPP.
I'm still not clear on this. If the $10,000 is included in the full amount, loan amount, and I got the full amount without the $10,000 separately, please confirm that $10,000 is included in the full loan amount. My question is, how do I know if $10,000 is the full loan amount? Since, hey, Colby, that sounds like some sort of really weird riddle. Please just call us. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's 4 10,000s that you put in there. I don't know if you're talking about EIDL, PPP, or mixture or something like that. I'm not sure.
Well, we definitely get together with us. We will match you up with an advisor so they can go through your complete scenario. I'm assuming you're talking about the advance, and I'm assuming you're talking about your PPP forgiveness and how that's affected. So these are my assumptions, but it could be totally different. So you reaching out to us and us matching you up with an advisor would be the best thing for you to do so that you are more clear with that. Okay, I think we're going to call it at 11:32.
We are going to call it. So thank you very much, everyone. We are going to skip Friday because of the holiday, observance of holiday. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and we'll reconvene Monday morning the 6th at 10:30. So thank you very much.
Happy Independence Day. Thank you, everyone.
Happy Independence Day. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.